As we have more generations here, we're gonna have to decide very much what's important, what gets passed down.
Mhm.
I mean, if you look at how kids are now, I mean, they're barely getting out of the house by, late 20s, 30s. Um,
Mhm.
and so I'm like, uh-oh, does that mean my kids are going to be around that long? And that means, are they going to be jumping from place to place? And so even some of these artifacts that we're going to give them, will that be important to them? I would hope so, but
Mhm.
that might not be the reality. A lot of these kids barely have cars. They don't even value that sometimes. They just take Uber and Lyft all over the place, which is actually quite expensive. You're better off having a
Mhm.
car. But
Or a
yeah,
bike.
or a bike. But depending where you live, like
Yeah.
that might not be a good good choice. Like you can't bike in LA or outside of recreation unless you're just one of those like really skinny guys. But these Igorot legs won't do that. You know,
Thick
that
calves.
our
Yeah.
our Igorot bodies are meant for climbing mountains, not
Mountains.
you know, you know. Uh, God bless the ones who can do that, but so I think that we're definitely have to pick what matters most, at least within our own context, and then
Mhm.
support each other in that.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of like some of the conversation that people are having. What are the family stories that we have?
Right.
And it always kind of like makes me wonder. Sometimes it hurts to hear that when you ask people about their family stories, or even as simple as like, hey, where's your family name from, and all that, or how are you named, and then a lot of times, maybe about seems about 60% of the times now, it seems that people just don't know. They don't have a
Mhm.
background behind it. Oh, that's just our family name, but they don't have the stories. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, how would you not have the stories? Of course, that's how we. Yeah, to me, it's something that's quite sad, because I think it's becoming more common for people not to know. And for
Mhm.
our kids, especially in a place where if you do experience some sort of discrimination, or knowing who you are, where you're from, is going to be something that's going to give you strength and
Oh,
power and
definitely.
knowledge, and also something that you could share in the diverse place that we are. Because if you don't have something to share, then what are you?
Yeah.
And I hate to ask that kind of question because it sounds so judgmental, but sometimes we have to be judgmental, and just say, dude, come
Says the
on, man.
priest.
Yeah, it's true. And judgment not, and I mean this with judgment, meaning quality. So I'll give you an example. See this Perrier bottle? I picked it up at a grocery store in San Mateo, the city. In my grocery here, the same Safeway, they don't sell it in glass bottle. They only sell in plastic bottle. And I wonder, what the heck is that all about? It's the same price. But the glass bottle, there's some certain taste that sounds really good about it. And so sometimes there is an issue about, when we make judgments, sometimes it's also qualitative. It's
Mhm.
not just necessarily, we're making choices between, what's right or wrong, but there is a qualitative aspect of judgment that sometimes we don't even entertain because we think that judgment's a bad thing. No, we do have to make judgments within our lives, to differentiate, what will work for us and what will give us, the quality of life that we want. We
Mhm.
have to actually go out and take some responsibility, to create. Yeah, there's a lot of factors out there, that are beyond our control, but we have to be proactive and then
It's
look
true.
at like what kind of aspects can we go out. Because I mean, I think the last thing that we want to do is have storyline in which we feel like we're the victim all the time. And
Yeah.
no,
We're
that's
not
that's
those.
that's